Hi fantasy managers, welcome to FPL Team Talk. In this video I'm going to give you my wildcard for game week 5. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like, hit that subscribe button, and in the meantime, let's take a look. First thing I'll say is there's no ideal time to wildcard. It's going to be entirely dependent. I'd love to sit here with you and say, yeah, always wildcard on this particular week. We've got the international week coming up at 8. That's great. If your side needs surgery, if you've got 4 or 5 players that you're worried about that aren't playing at rotations, they're injured, maybe now is the best time for you to wildcard instead of taking those hits. Because remember, we're going to get to rehash our side when the World Cup starts in Qatar in game week 16. At that point, we'll be able to put a new side together ready for Boxing Day when the Premier League fixtures come back out again. And then we'll get another one come the 1st of January for the rest of the season to be able to use after that. So if you are deciding to wildcard, might as well press the button now, get your team set. You then won't be priced out of players if they move up in price. If you can avoid wildcard, and one thing I would say is, yep, you'll get more information as each week goes past. You'll know more about which players are nailed in the sides, which players are going to get rotated. Lots more information in terms of statistics. So the longer you're going to hold off, good, but at the same time, you don't want to do it at the detriment of points. So with that in mind, let's have a look at the team I've put together. I'm going Ramsdale goal. I think his fixtures are decent. Expected goals conceded is right up there, 0.7. Arsenal just flying 4 wins in a row. 1.6.2 points. He's kept a couple of clean sheets, Ramsdale. You would say that Man City's defence, 0.67, just slightly better. But if you look at them compared to Liverpool and Chelsea's, they just appear to be pretty good at the back. So I'm happy with Ramsdale. In terms of players to go alongside him, I think Ward is the one that I'd have to go for. Leicester's defence I just don't trust at all, but he is the cheapest playing goalkeeper at 4 million. Ramsdale for me is just a set and forget. You could perhaps come off of Ramsdale when he has a Man United fixture. If you want to, go on Ward. For me, at the moment, happy to just play Ward as a backup keeper. Should anything happen to Ramsdale, it means I haven't got to worry about a playing keeper. Ward keeps that spot for me. Defensively, Leicester just not performing very well. I don't think they've kept a clean sheet all season. Ward hasn't picked up many points at all, but Ramsdale will be your set and forget. At the back, controversially, and we'll have a look at this a little bit more in a minute, I've gone Cucurella. He's got a couple of assists, 4 points, 1 point, 5 points. XGI is decent at 0.24. 5.1 million is a cheap way into that Chelsea defence. And if he keeps playing the left-hand side, yes, he's picking up a couple of assists. He doesn't offer the same sort of attacking returns James does. Even Dalot and Trent are offering more. Chelsea's defence does keep leaking, but I think with those fixtures, looking at those fixtures, I do think there's clean sheets there for Chelsea, and Cucurella is nailed, and he's got attacking potential. So I'm quite happy to have him in. We'll talk about Reece James and ways we can get him in as well, but I do think I want a Chelsea player in that side. Okay, next one for me is going to be Perisic. He is now starting games for Tottenham. He's only just started playing games, 1.4 points, 12 points. What an impact he had in the last game. Already picked up 2 assists. So his expected goal involvement, 1. Right up with the very best of him. We can't really expect him to keep that going. It'll be interesting to see how he gets on against Forest. But Perisic 5.5, I think, yeah, he's got to be in there. Next up then, I think Nico Williams at 4.1. Wouldn't be playing him against Man City. He'd be on the bench. But expected goal involvement, 0.49. Really nice. He's just in there as an enabler, really. But I wouldn't mind playing him in perhaps the Bournemouth fixture, maybe in Fulham at home. Quite happy to play him. Forest got a lot of attacking potential. And you know what? His extra is really good when it puts it. It's better than Trent, better than Dalot. Right up there with the likes of Reece James. And he's only 4.1. I'm happy to play Nico Williams. Des Walker comes in as well then. 5.1. He's the cheapest defender getting into that Man City defence. That's all I'm going to say. Doesn't offer a lot of potential in terms of attacking return. Pretty nailed. Cheapest in the best defence. He comes in for me. Again, Veltman doesn't offer much going forward, but look at the clean sheets he's picked up. 8, 8 and 6 at 4.5 million. Happy to bench him, but with those fixtures, Fulham, Leicester, Bournemouth, I'm happy to play him. Brighton have looked brilliant so far. Defensively looked really strong. Yeah, Veltman, absolutely happy to have him for 4.5. Again, we can investigate other options later on though. Moving into that midfield then, There is a case Odegaard's been doing really well lately. I still think Martinelli at 0.79 offers a more attacking potential. Same as De Bruyne, not up there with lots of Salah Rodrigo, but his fixtures look good. He looks really cheap. 8.6 points, 2 points. In fact, the last game, it's the first one he's blanked in all season. 6.4 though, great fixtures. I think he's just, again, an absolute set and forget for me, Martinelli. Gundawan, a bit controversial. We'll have a look at another option at the end as well. Good fixtures. Didn't start the last game against Palace. He had started all the games before, but he did come on and still got a goal contribution. So 10 points, 8.4 points. Expected goal on 0.65. That's really good. You're only paying 7.6. So you got the likes of De Bruyne and Salah that are way up there over 12 million. Rodrigo, yes, he's doing fantastically, but Gundawan in a Man City side that's free scoring at home to Forest, I think I definitely want him in for that. Next, I don't think we can really talk too much about Salah. We'll all be disappointed blanked in that 9-0 drubbing of Bournemouth. I don't know how many times that will happen. I don't expect there'll be another 9 goals that will go by over the course of 3 or 4 weeks where he won't have a goal involvement. That's just the way it is. 2 points, 8.3 points, XGI over 1. Just brilliant. Always a captaincy option. Not going to discuss him. He is a set and forget, non-negotiable. He's in the side. Rodrigo, he's been brilliant so far. The fixtures look really nice as well. 15 points, 3, 13 points, 2 points. Wouldn't be too sold up on the fact he didn't get anything against Brighton because their defence is so good. But again, yeah, he's looking fantastic. He cannot keep that up. But even if he produces half of what he's producing at the moment, up front, possibly on pens, he looks brilliant. For 6.4, we're not going to get anyone around that price point, I think, that's going to compete with that. Even Martinelli can't keep up with that. The last one in midfield then, again, I think just more of an enabler if anything else because he's playing each week. Don't think he offers a great deal going forward. He has got some returns. Didn't get any recently against Arsenal. But fixtures look okay. For 4.5, enabler, happy to bench him. But I know he will play. So he definitely comes in. XGI not offering me enough whatsoever. In terms of strikers then, Jesus, I don't think I want to have too many conversations about him. He just looks brilliant for the price. He's nailed. He's up front for Arsenal, doing really well. Great fixtures. He just comes in. Alongside him, yes, I think there's a conversation to have with Ivan Toney. His XGI still looks good. Didn't return this weekend. Has previously. Great fixtures for Brentford. Penalties nailed. I really like him. I do think there's cheaper other options you can go for. But 7.2, I think he's worth the money. And we'll look at other options. But XGI looks really good. And then finally, I don't think we can have a side at the moment without even considering having Haaland in. He's absolutely nailed. He's got to play for Man City. Great fixtures up front, on pens. What else is there? XGI 1.45, just top of the tree. He's there. Right, that's the 15 that we're going to go for. Let's do some tinkering and see who else we could possibly bring in. What other options are there? The site that we just come up with then comes up well short of 100 million, 97.4. So the good news is you have quite a lot of wriggle room. Now, all of our values are going to be a little bit different depending on which players we brought in, price rises, and when we bought and sold players. So we have quite a lot of wriggle room with this. The first thing I'd say then, different options we have. Bernardo Silva, 1.13.7 points, contributed in the last game, played 90 minutes in both last couple of games. Great XGI, a little bit cheaper than Gundawan, who now becomes a little bit of a rotational risk. I don't think we can say of any Man City player that they're not a rotation risk. But does Bernardo come in now for Gundawan? If he does, you could possibly save yourself 0.8, and that is definitely a tempting option. So that suddenly gives me a lot more money to play with. And then I've got to look at Trent. Now, Trent didn't start well, but that last game week has really reminded us what he can produce. Goal and assist, clean sheet, scooping up the points. 7.5, I think I would like to have him in. So the choices for bringing Trent in at the moment, I'd say Perisic will possibly have to come out. Not wildly keen on that, but Trent comes in. Therefore, I've got my Liverpool defence covered and their fixtures look really good. I've still got a little bit of money to play with, but I can create some more money. Pascal Gross, overlooked a lot so far, and I have overlooked him, but his XGI continues to look really positive. 0.88 is really high. Every match he continues to do that, so I don't think he can be continuously overlooked. I've got to take him seriously at some point. 5.7 looks a good price point. Where do you go with that? I don't want to drop Martinelli. The only person I possibly could drop, therefore, I think is Rodrigo. So again, I saved myself a little bit more money. I've got 1.3 to play with. Where else can I upgrade or downgrade my side? Tony, possibly. Mitrovic looks pretty good at 6.6 on pens, nailed up front for Fulham. Fixtures don't look great though. Here's one that's a little bit out there, saving you more money. What about Che Adams? He got 12 points on as a substitute appearance against Leicester. Looked good against Man United. His HGI is actually better than Mitrovic. 6.4, nailed up front for Southampton. Then next game is Chelsea at home. But after that, they've got a nice run of 4 green fixtures. Could he come in instead of Tony? If you went down that route, suddenly I've got 2.1 million now to spend, at least, depending on the value of your squad. What else could I do with that? I could upgrade Cucurella to Reece James. If he continues the way he is at the moment, if he's going to go back to that right wing back spot, I don't want to be without James. I've still got money to play with. What can I do? I can almost go full circle. I'm back to Perisic. I think I can upgrade a Veltman, go to a Perisic, and that could be my final side. I really like that. I'm 0.1 short. I'm happy. Look at that defence. We've got James, Trent, Walker, Perisic. Midfield, got Salah, Bernardo, Martinelli, Gross in there as well. Jesus and Haaland, Adams if he wants to play. I'm almost struggling to bench some players there, but that takes us up to 100 million. I really like this side. That's it for this one then. If you enjoyed the video, remember, hit that like button, subscribe. We'll come back at you with a game review once game week 4 is over. Let me know in the comments below, who are you going to bring in? Are you wildcarding this week or not? In the meantime, hope you have a great rest of game week 4, and I'll speak to you soon.